Hey guys, welcome back to DRez. This is Neon. This is the gaming news part of Clownfish TV. And we're doing it over here on the Clownfish TV gaming channel. And yeah, we got some people in. So we're doing this video live. We're doing this episode live. And I'm going to continue to do it as long as people watch. I guess people were asking for more live streams. I think we're going to do some on the main Clownfish TV channel as well. But I thought it'd be fun to do gaming news over here on the gaming channel. Weirdly enough, the gaming channel is how we got started. The gaming channel actually predates the Clownfish TV main channel. So there we go. All right. So we got some people in. I don't really schedule these. I need to schedule these to make sure we get people in. But thank you very much for those of you who are tuning in. This is Neon from Clownfish TV. This is gaming news and more. We're going to do some tech news in here too. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows again because we have to. Because it's the obligatory Assassin's Creed video. We're going to talk about. Let's see what else we got pulled up here. The Minecraft movie. How much money we think it's going to make. I think it's going to make a lot more money than Snow White. We're going to talk about an Atari Watch. I did not know this existed, but I kind of want one now. Let me see what else we got here. We have got Palworld throwing some shade at Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're going to talk about GTA 6. Apparently, is going to cost $100 or some crazy amount of money. This one's kind of a big deal. 23andMe, for those of you who have been following this story, since we're going to cover tech on this podcast too, 23andMe is going to be getting sold, I guess, and we don't know what's going to happen to your data. So we got that coming up. We got Silent Hill, lots of stuff coming up. We got some people coming in here. So let's start talking about the Assassin's Creed Shadows numbers, right? They're trying to spin it like a win, but I don't think it's really going that well for them. So this is come from Deserta. This is what they're claiming. Right. Assassin's Creed Shadows sets huge franchise record with growing player count. All right. Assassin's Creed Shadows is now officially the biggest Steam release in franchise history as the player count continues to soar past all previous entries. As people have been pointing out, though, this is the first time that they've done same day as console. They've launched same day. So usually we have, a couple months or a year or whatever until it hits Steam. And the last couple releases I thought they were epic. I don't know. Despite the many controversies ahead of release, Assassin's Creed Shadows has quickly become one of the biggest titles in franchise history. It swiftly reached over 2 million players across all platforms, surpassing the launch periods of both Assassin's Creed Origins and Odyssey. That's what they're claiming. Well, of course they're going to claim that because if they don't, they're in trouble. They're in big trouble anyway. It doesn't matter. I mean, even if this game sells very well, it's got to make so much money that I don't think it's possible for it to. Because they were hoping that Star Wars Outlaws was going to be a big hit for them, and it is not a big hit. But that's not all. But wait, there's more. Among the active player base, many are checking the new release out on PC, and in particular through Steam. In fact, more than ever are playing this way, as Shadows has now raised the bar for the franchise on Valve's digital storefront. Does anybody actually believe this? Leaping and mantling ahead of all previous entries in the popular series, the game focuses on feudal Japan. Has now reached a higher concurrent player count than everything that came before it. As of March 23rd, exactly 64,000 players were stepping into the shoes of Yasuke and Naoi at the same time. This figure officially makes it the most concurrently played Assassin's Creed title ever. So here are the 10 most concurrently played games. So Assassin's Creed Shadows, Odyssey is 62,000, Origins 41,000, Black Flag 16,000, yada, 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 right? I don't think it's really a win. We got Palworld had 54,000 people in game, and it's been out for many, many months, and that was just an update. I'm just saying face reveal. I've actually been, this is Tilla the Finster. I've actually been on camera many, many times in the other podcasts, on other people's streams. But there it is. I actually look pretty much exactly like my avatar, so I'm not lying. There is, Do what I say on the tin. Is that what they said? Does what it says on the tin. I think that's the British saying. But yeah, I thought this was funny. Palworld updates put this up. After a year, Palworld has more players on Steam than quadruple A studios with their $200 million release and maintaining a 90% positive review. Let that sink in, how much of a big W these devs are and why they deserve it. Yeah, Palworld, I mean, that's the thing. When a game like Palworld can hold its own against, a Ubisoft title with, this massive budget or whatever, it's not really a win, right? It's not really a win. There's no such thing. Selenor says there's no such thing as a quadruple A studio. I think it's just the amount of money that they spend on it. I forgot to pull the story up. There was a story about a dude that robbed a bunch of Pokemon cards or something. I don't know. I'll have to pull that up. So we got that. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I think we're going to see a lot of spin. A lot of people saying that this game is going to be a massive, success at launch week, and then we're going to see it go down like Veilguard, I think. Reveal geeky AI. Yeah, I joked with people that I pay for an actress on Fiverr because there's no way I'm actually married. No, it's she's very real. She's very real. And we're going to be doing live streams, I think, again, over on the Clownfish TV main channel. I'm not sure if we'll use faces or cartoons or what, or both. But I'd love to have an AI in myself. I just quit. I would just like mosey off into the sunset and let the robot do all my work. Poor Geeky. No, she's okay. All right. So let's see. What else can we talk about? I want to talk about this. This is like, I mean, I know this is like tech related, but I think I'm going to start rolling tech news that maybe doesn't warrant its own video into the gaming news because it's all kind of interconnected, right? This 23andMe thing, right? I think this is really interesting. If you sold your DNA, if you sold your spit to 23andMe, there's a chance that somebody could come along and buy it. They're claiming no, that's not the case. But yeah, I'm not I'm not liking this very much. They're filing for bankruptcy protection. If you haven't heard, their CEO has stepped down. I don't need this. There we go. The CEO, which was actually Susan, Mama Susan's sister from YouTube, RIP. She died, and some people there's a whole rabbit hole you can go down about that. Some people think that this might have had something to do with it, but yeah, they filed for Chapter 11 because nobody wants to sell their DNA to randos on the internet. Imagine that. 23andMe filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. It's coming from CNBC. Ann Wojcicki, I think it's Wojcicki, has resigned from her role as CEO effective immediately, though she will remain a member of the board. The filing comes after a turbulent period for the genetic testing company where it has struggled to generate recurring revenue, failed to stand up viable businesses, and suffered a cyber attack. Yeah, I'm sure your data is completely safe there. Is this how the clones are made? Yeah, I don't know. Let's see, what's this one here? Yes, I am Sharon. Hi, Sharon. I almost signed up for this, but then I thought, do I trust anyone with this? No, actually, I'll tell you what happened with me is I got it wasn't 23. I think I did both. I had the 23andMe kit, and then I had the Ancestry kit. And I think I got one as a Christmas present, and I actually about 2 years ago, I contacted them and said, yeah, I want you to wipe my data because I did not feel comfortable keeping it out there because I was afraid of this scenario happening, exactly this scenario happening. And here we are. And, if you sell your DNA to this company, and they're going out the back door to pharmaceutical companies, right? They did. They totally did because that's how they're gonna make money. So yeah, apparently they're trying to say, trust me, bro, we're not going to sell your data. They said we believe in the strength of what we built and believe today's announcement will enable 23andMe to emerge a more financially stable organization. We remain open for business, and there are no changes to the way we store, manage, or protect customer data. Bullcrap. So here are some potential risks, right? And this is why you always, have to be careful with what you buy on the internet. What could happen to the data? Well, there are private buyer risks. A pharmaceutical company, insurer, or tech giant could snap up the data. I didn't even know this was a thing. The Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, GINA, of 2008 stops health insurers and employers from using genetic data against you, but life, disability, and long-term care insurers aren't covered. A buyer could use your DNA to assess risk profiles or hawk targeted products. Yeah, I mean that's what's scary, right? Because we have it's everywhere, right? Just think like Google ads, but based on your DNA. Like we know you're a fat ass, so have you tried our diet products or whatever? Law enforcement, they could be like, hey, because of your genetics, you might, which isn't that profiling? Like because of your genetics, you could be more prone to breaking the law, data breaches, research continuation, all these crazy things that could happen. So yeah, selling. It turns out that having your genetic information floating around on the internet's not a very good idea. I'm just saying. Let's see what else we got out here. Silent Hill F. Did you guys hear about this? Apparently, it's banned or going to be banned in Australia, but they've done this before. But it actually looks pretty good. I saw the trailer. I don't know if I can run the trailer on YouTube. They'll probably be like, well, they have it on YouTube. They'll probably be like, oh, it's too gory. But yeah, the Australian Classification Board issued a refused classification RC rating on March 14th. So basically banning it for content exceeding generally accepted community standards. And this is Australia. Like they're so easily offended by everything. They really are. They're trying to get manga banned over there. It's crazy. While the board didn't specify reasons publicly, the game's Steam page lists themes like gender discrimination, child abuse, bullying, drug-induced hallucinations, torture, and graphic violence. Well, it sounds like it's going to be a pretty damn good game. It sounds like it's going to be pretty good. These likely triggered the ban as Australia has a history of strict content laws, especially around drug use and extreme violence. Silent Hill Homecoming faced a similar ban in 2008, only releasing in 2009 after censorship. Yeah, Australia is weird, man. It looks pretty cool though. I saw the trailer and it is pretty gory. I mean, this one looks like legit scary. I love the original Silent Hills. Like they actually played to the strengths, actually the weaknesses of the PlayStation 1 with the draw distance, like all the fog and stuff, and these little bastards biting your kneecaps. Good stuff. Here we go. Epic fail young lady says, man, the trigger warning is revealing a little too much about what's going to happen in Silent Hill F. Yeah, it sounds pretty juicy, right? I mean, some of the promo art they have, like her face is cut off and there's like a spore plant thing in her face. I don't know. It looks kind of cool. Elemental Hero Shadow Link Dragon Wolf King. That is quite a name, sir or ma'am. I've heard of this. Like, what reasons did this offend Australia? Like, especially if you got a warning in the game for information. Yeah, I don't know. GPA's in. We received your DNA data and want to recommend the new anti-intellect drug derps. Yeah, pretty much. Like, this is insane. Australia, people can just not buy it if they don't like it, right? Yeah, well, this is what we were afraid of happening over here. This is why people are pushing back against all the censorship, and they're like, well, you just want to see boobies. It's like, no, it's more than that, because it starts with that. It starts with a more egregious censorship, and eventually we kind of work our way down until you get to a place where everything gets censored for any reason. Anything can be censored, so it's kind of crazy. Let's see here. Think of the children. Yeah, well, sometimes people are thinking a little too much about the children. That in and of itself is a problem too. So yeah, this is apparently getting banned. Let's see what else we got going on here today. Happy Ghasts. Have you guys seen these in Minecraft? Does anybody play Minecraft? Any of you guys still play Minecraft? Like, I think we thought about doing it on the channel again. That's actually how the channel started. That's actually how Clownfish TV started. Secret Clownfish TV lore. We actually started out doing Minecraft videos and stuff. like, oh my God, it's been like 10 years. And Squid King was very young. and we were doing like Minecraft videos and stuff. And then we started the other channel to get into like pop culture news and stuff like that. And it kind of took a different path than we what we thought, because it was like, man, everything got really freaking weird. Yeah, it's really live. I'm a real person. Believe it or not, yeah. So yeah, they're doing these happy gas. This is actually pretty fun. Apparently, they're like little baby gas, and then you can throw a saddle on them and ride them around. And never played Minecraft. Minecraft got really strange after Microsoft bought it, and it kind of reminds me of what happened with D&D, or what they're trying to do with D&D, where as soon as you got like education into it, as soon as you got teachers into it, and it became like a school thing, then they had to tone it down considerably, right? And Minecraft, like at first, it was awesome, it was wildly creative, and now it's like Microsoft product, and it has to be safe. And we're starting to learn why this stuff is like. Geeky and I did a video on Clownfish TV yesterday talking about fantasy novels, and apparently most of the fantasy that you buy at Target or Barnes and Noble is chick lit, and it's like dirty chick lit. They call it romantasy, and then they also have like cozy fantasy. And it seems like they're putting all that crap into Dungeons and Dragons now, and they're trying to go for that demographic. But that's what's, or who is buying fantasy. But yeah, schools adopted Minecraft, and they also adopted Dungeons and Dragons, and I think that was kind of the beginning of the end here. But this is kind of cute. So yeah, that leads me right into this Minecraft movie, which is going to make a lot more money than Snow White, and I think it looks god awful. I'm going to be honest. I think this movie looks absolutely terrible, but it's gonna make a lot of money. It's, they got this big McDonald's tie-in and everything. Yeah, poor D&D. I got used to seeing Cartoon Neon. I forgot he's actually a person. Yeah, people don't know. They think I'm actually. It's so weird. I had a comment on a video the other day, and people were like, "You sound like the AI podcast couple." Like apparently they have like AI podcast voices that you can have like a man and a woman just like talk to each other like a morning show, and people thought that's what we were. And I'm like, no, we were doing this. We've been doing this for years. My love is real. Our swearing is real. But someday I will be a robot and I'll be replaced, and that's fine. But we'll have fun until then. All right, let's come from MovieWeb. A Minecraft movie may help Superman save Warner Brothers, according to early opening weekend box office projections. Despite a Minecraft movie getting off on the wrong foot with a widely mocked teaser trailer, it appears the brand name of the game alone will carry it to an impressive opening weekend, which could take the pressure off of Superman. So they're thinking Superman's not going to do well. So they're like, oh, that's okay. Minecraft is coming, right? Jason Momoa lose a bet. Yeah, I'm wondering. Deadline's reporting that early tracking for a Minecraft movie is projected to be a 60 million plus opening weekend. A Minecraft movie is reportedly resonating very well with men and women under 25, likely the target demographic who first started playing Minecraft when it was released in 2011. Squid King was there. He was actually there, I think, before the official release. He's been playing since he was like a little kid. Warner Brothers certainly seems confident in the film, as the advance tickets for Minecraft movie went on sale on February 27th. Over a month before the film opens in theaters, the early box office tracking puts a Minecraft movie on par with Snow White. How long ago is this? Wait, upcoming Snow White, March 13th. Hell no. Hell no. Snow White did like 43 million. That was headed towards 60 million opening. Yeah, no, it's 20 million under that. Minecraft movie can pass 60 million. That means it would surpass Sonic the Hedgehog 3 as the fourth highest grossing opening weekend for a movie based on the video game. I'm going to be honest, and I could be wrong in this. I think Minecraft is going to make more than that, just based on the name. I mean, they've got this McDonald's promotion coming out that people are excited about. This movie looks, again, not good. It does not look like a good movie, but there's not always a correlation between what is good and what is profitable, right? Because sometimes you have very, very good movies that don't make money, and then you have very bad movies that make money. And I think this is going to be one of those really bad movies, like the Michael Bay Transformers, that makes a ton of money just because it's Minecraft. That's my personal opinion. We'll see if I'm right. I think it might do over 60. I think a lot of people are going to go see this movie just because it's Minecraft. Then they're talking about Superman supposedly saving Warner Brothers. I don't think that's going to happen. Warner's is not in a good place right now. Not at all. So Blade here says, save Warner Brothers. What's left to save if Warner Brothers sells Looney Tunes? Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I never thought that would happen. I mean, again, that makes as much sense as Disney selling Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. But, you know, everything's negotiable, I guess. Like, we are in this weird timeline where, like, it doesn't matter if it's corporate mascot or not. It doesn't matter. Like, it's for sale. If it's not nailed down, it's for sale. Looks worse than the Bob Hoskins movie. Yeah, it looks terrible. It does. Let it burn. Public domain will do better. We have a video coming up on Clownfish TV talking about Spider-Man. And that's basically what the executive editor at Marvel said. It was Tom Brevoort. He's like, yeah, we're never going to get Peter Parker and MJ back together. So you're going to have to wait for public domain in like, was it like 2058 or something? So let's see, it's 30 some years from now. I might still be around. I could try doing my Spider-Man Mary Jane fanfic. Then sell it in Target or whatever. It has to be really slashy. So yeah, I don't know, guys. I think Warner Brothers is in a bad place. Their gaming's in a bad place. Like, I don't even know what they have anymore. And they're like betting on these movies. They're just like, what are you doing, right? But I do think this one's going to make money, for sure. So let's see what else we got here. Yeah, they're doing graphics overhauls. Apparently, they promised people that for a while. Let's talk about video game pricing. God, if you can get into it, because there's so many ads. Look at these ads. Look at these ads. So apparently, is it XQC? Is that his name? The Twitch streamer? I don't watch these Twitch streamers. Like, everybody's like, oh, this person's huge. This person makes like millions of dollars a year, and I'm like, I don't watch any of these people. I've never heard of any of these people. But I'm old, so there we go. Grand Theft Auto 6 might cost $100. So I know there's a whole conversation about that. It's not just going to cost $100, guys. It's going to be DLC, and they're going to milk that one like forever. But GTA, where is this coming from? Some Times of India. There we go. GTA 6 is rumored to cost $100, sparking debate among gamers. Twitch streamer XQC argues the price is justified due to the game's high development costs and long-lasting content. Some believe it could make gaming less affordable, while others agree it's a fair price. The debate continues. XQC says gamers will buy 5 early access half-baked $140 games and sprinkle $300 worth of skins in a year. When a AAA company goes all out and takes their time to make the most anticipated polished product we know they can make, suddenly $100 is too much. Stop talking. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. This everything I've heard about Grand Theft Auto 6 is that they're looking at the long game, and they're looking at making it live service. And like, you're making all these assumptions about the game being good. We don't know if the game's going to be any good. And the leaks indicate that it might not be that good. But they're all like, oh, it's okay, $100 is no. And I agree. I mean, if the game was finished, I think people would drop $100 on good finished games, no problem. I think they would. The problem is you have to drop $70 to $100, and then you get juiced with DLC and loot crates and skins and day one patches because the game is broken. That's what pisses people off. That's what pisses people off. It's too much for a game. Yeah, I agree. So then this conversation's been coming up too. I know. I think is it my Retro Life? Is that the name of the channel? He's a retro gamer. But he was getting all kinds of crap because he was pointing out that back in the 90s, some of these games cost $70, $75. I know Phantasy Star 4, which I purchased in 1995 or 96, was $100 back then. But you're also talking a physical cartridge, and it was, manufacturing costs were a lot higher back then. But yeah, I mean, we kind of got to a place where I guess video games, they cost a lot more to make, but they haven't really gone up in price if you think about it. I mean, I remember Mario, I'm not even kidding. I remember Super Mario Brothers 3 when I was a kid costing $69.99 at Woolworth, if you could find it. and that was in like 1980. No, that was 1990. I think that came out. $69 for a Nintendo cartridge in 1990. So yeah, I mean, I guess in some levels is like we're just kind of spoiled and things aren't keeping up with inflation. But you know, when the games aren't that good and they're not finished, and you know they're going to juice you with DLC later, like why would you pay that much, right? Why would you pay that much? And the game was actually good, yeah. Game has to be good. So let's see what else we got here. Kind of doing a whirlwind tour today here. So I'm going to talk about some retro gaming, I think, here. Let's see here. The Atari Watch sets out to combine the worlds of retro gaming and fitness tracking. Have you guys heard about this? So I love Atari, and I'm big into collecting retro consoles. And so now I'm on an Atari quest again. So I'm buying up Atari games, and we're going to talk about 7800 plus. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that or heard of it or whatever, but I got one for Christmas. My kids got me one. I freaking love it. It's really cool. I was one of the few kids that had a 7800 when I was a kid before I had an NES. And the only reason I had it was that we had a used 2600. And the rationale was, well, I've got all these 2600 games, so if I buy a 7800, I can still play all those and then buy the new games too. And it's almost as good as Nintendo. No, it was not, but it had a lot of potential. Like I'm checking out all these homebrew games, and like the 7800 was a massive missed opportunity. Like it was actually a pretty powerful machine, and nobody really did anything with it at the time, which is a damn shame. Let's see, Hunter Ellis here says maybe I'd pay that much if it included 3 or 4 seasons worth of DLC. Yeah, it's true. Let's see here. Elemental Hero, Shadow, Link, Dragon, Wolf King says again, I honestly never heard of them doing that with Atari. Atari Watch. Yeah, let's look at it. Like they've got the Atari, I think it's Infogrames, I think, or whatever company it is now. But they have the brand. And they've actually been bringing consoles back. They have new, I'm not even kidding. I'll have to go out, but we'll look at this and I'll take you at the Atari website. They actually have new cartridges for 78 and 2600. And some of them are like homebrew games and some of them are reissues, but like it's insane. This new Atari Watch sets out to combine the worlds of retro gaming and fitness tracking. I don't know what. Atari has revealed a brand new $79.99 watch. Okay. That aims to combine the worlds of retro gaming and fitness tracking. The Atari 2600 My Play Watch features a design reminiscent of the classic Atari console, I guess. I guess. First released in 77 and comes with a range of useful functions. Owners of the watch, for instance, will not only be able to use it to tell the time and set alarms and timers with the original 2600. Who wants this? Who is this for? Set alarms and timers with the original Atari 2600 sound effects, but will also be able to keep track of their fitness, heart rate, steps, and active calorie burn, and play versions of 4 classic 2600 games, including Centipede, Missile Command, Pong, and Super Breakout. Oh, there we go. It plays games. Is it better than an Apple Watch? Yeah, right. When I think fitness, I think Atari. Have you played Atari today? Fatness. Actually, it's oldness. I mean, most of us who grew up playing Atari, and I didn't even grow up playing Atari when it first came out. I was actually too young for that. I got one used like right before the NES came out at a garage sale, I think. And we had a bunch of games for it and stuff, but I wasn't even like, I remember seeing the games for sale. You could still buy Atari games into the late 1980s, and they were very cheap. Sometimes they were like $1. Like you could get ET for like 99 cents before it went to the landfill, right? Includes a 2-inch TFT touchscreen display, a metal bezel face, 3 interchangeable watch bands. Oh, God. There's a lot of retro consoles. Here, what's this? News says Atari says its retro-focused strategy has paid off. So they are selling a lot of this stuff, right? And Atari, like they really milked Atari. Like you can find these cheap ass Atari retro console things at like the dollar store. But oh yeah, the Transformers games were awesome. The Armada game was like really, really good. So yeah, they're really leaning into the let's go to the website here. The Atari 7800 Plus. Let's go to the Atari website because I'm really curious if this is like I would like to see Nintendo do more of this. I would like to see them bring back their consoles, but actually make them able to play cartridges. And that's one thing. Like I like the mini consoles. I've got pretty much every mini console that's been released over like the last 10 years, but I would like them to be able to actually play the cartridges. And that's what I like about the 7800 and the 2600. Yeah, there's their watch. Oh, look at this. This is fun. But yeah, here's the 7800 Plus. And I've got this and I freaking love it. But you can actually buy new games with it. Now it's on sale. 20% off, guys. Only 73 left in stock. But these are, yeah, the new releases. And some of them, I do have a couple. Crystal Quest comes with it. It's really good. Food Fight's a re-release. Asteroids Deluxe is really damn good. And it's like $30. And people are like, God, you're so old. But these are actually a lot of fun. But they have other companies making games for them now. I think it's OPAC or whatever. Hold on. Popeye. Let's look this up here. 7800. There we go. So yeah, we actually have other companies making games for them now, and I got Popeye coming, which I think is a lot of fun. So I would like to see this. I'd love to see the NES, or I know that they're still making Genesis carts. Like there are different companies that make Genesis carts and stuff. I think it's awesome. I want to see this again. I think this feels to me like vinyl, and it kind of feels to me like what's going on with tabletop right now, where people are going back and they're playing the old games, and they're you know, so it's. I think we're going to see more of this in the future. So what else we got here? Do I got anything else? This is going to be kind of a short stream today. Oh, hey, what's this? One of the most atrocious games ever published is coming to Steam. It's not a joke. Apparently, Yasuke Simulator's out now too. I'm going to have to play that. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. Big Rigs Over the Road Racing. Widely regarded as one of the worst video games ever released. Now, I might have to play this. It's getting a 2025 release on Steam. It's 2003 disaster. It's not a joke. Let's see this. You guys ever hear of this? Have you ever heard of Big Rigs Over the Road Racing? What was this out? Was this out for like GameCube or PS2? I've never played this, but people say it's awful. But it's coming out for Steam, Q2 2025. There we go. That is okay. So post YouTube, that is my calling in life. I'm gonna go scoop up god awful games that nobody cares about. Angry Video Game Nerd covered Big Race. It's probably why they're doing it. Big Rigs. This is fun. I might have to check into this. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of indie games, a lot of like reissues and stuff. I'm not really playing the new stuff. I don't really care. And it's not that like there's not good stuff out there. There is some good stuff out there. I'm just not interested in it. Except for Vampire Survivors. I love the hell out of that game. But there we go. Yeah. So we'll have to check into that. See if I got everything here that I planned on talking about today. It's kind of a whirlwind tour. So these episodes are going to be just kind of like a bunch of news bites put together into one, well, what will be a podcast. And they're probably only going to run like 30 to 60 minutes. So GPA says... Remind me to check on Space Truckers. Okay. Yeah, we need to find some abandonware games, like some just god awful games. Or we could do like a Troll 2. Like the movie Troll, which had Harry Potter in it, but not that Harry Potter. That was the thing, and then they made Troll 2 to try to piggyback off of that. But like nobody liked the first Troll that much. It was okay. But yeah, I thought this was kind of funny though. Just Palworld is just killing it. We did that. We covered that Palworld. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. That's all I got for today. I need to find some more news. We're gonna so going forward, what we're gonna do with this podcast, I think, is this will be kind of the news bites. I used to do these before. I did them on the channel for about a year. And then we're like, well, do we want to put the news, like the gaming news, over on the main Clownfish channel? But the main Clownfish channel has become more of a just, talking about pop culture and movies and cartoons and stuff like that. So I'm like, all the gaming content we're going to kind of put over here. And we are still doing DREZZED, like longer podcasts, long form podcasts that are like an hour or two. Those will be on the Clownfish channel. And eventually all the stuff will kind of like gel together. But, a lot of people are on Clownfish. I don't think they're really going to care about the day-to-day gaming news. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Over there, unless it's a dumpster fire, nobody cares. Nobody's going to care that I'm talking about, 7,800 cartridges. Nobody's going to care that, we talk about old arcade games. Nobody's going to care that we talk about, maybe old PC games. And like, that is what I do. Like my hobby, like I'm really super into this stuff. But like, just unless it's Snow White, nobody cares, right? So I think it's better suited to put this kind of content over on the gaming channel and hopefully find some people that are into just gaming, gaming news, retro gaming, and not just ambulance chasing or whatever. I mean, I enjoy that. I enjoy the hot takes. I enjoy talking about that stuff because it's just so damn wild to watch, Hollywood burn itself down. But if we're talking about stuff I geek out over, it is definitely vintage, classic retro games, video games, indie games, classic comic books, classic fantasy, all that stuff. Vinyl. I've got a massive vinyl collection. So I want good gaming news. There we go. Yeah, we need some more. See, that's the thing, because like what's frustrating about it is a lot of these websites, because we have a lot of people that aren't actually into this stuff writing about it. And then, they're like, well, I love politics, so I'm going to talk about politics. But we get that on both sides, right? We get people that are like, well, I'm going to take something that's non-political, I'm going to make it political. And it's like, no, sometimes people just want to hear about the new Atari Watch, and that's it. So that's probably what we're going to do over here. Let's see here. Ivan says the Resident Evil, the Residents of Evil played the indie game called Them and Us, and it's inspired by classic Resident Evil games. I'm also interested in that Terrifier game. Yeah. Stuff like that. Like my daughter is super in, and she'll be playing more of that on this channel. She is like super into horror games, indie horror games. Like we have this whole other life where we're actually into a lot of different stuff that we don't talk about on the main Clownfish channel because nobody seems to care over there. So, Hunter says mostly old Gen Xers care about old games, movies, and comics. That is true. GPA says there's a new expansion for Neverwinter Nights on GOG. New. So this is wild because I actually talked about this. People are still playing Ultima Online. They just released a new update for Japan like a couple of days ago. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Because you guys have no idea how much time I sunk into this game. Like this game was my life. Like I went to work and then I went into my second life, which was Ultima Online. And I played the hell out of this game, late 90s and the early 2000s. And people are still playing it. And I joked, like, nobody's going to care. But I'm like, we should start a shard, like a private shard. And, that'd be a lot of fun. But everybody's going to be like, what the hell's Ultima Online? And it's just like, there's so many of these franchises that were massively popular, massively successful. And nobody remembers them now. They become kind of niche. But there's so many, even, going back to like the NES and Sega Genesis, like these games that were massive hits and everybody's like, what the hell is that? Like they don't really care anymore. But, GPA was there. Garriott got ganked. Yeah. So, Richard Garriott, who I talk to sometimes on Twitter, he's a pretty cool guy. He's Lord British, and yeah, somebody killed him in game, and it wasn't supposed to be possible to kill him in game, but he's the creator of the game, and they killed him in game, and that was like a whole thing. They're like, oh my God, guys, you killed God basically. But Baldur's Gate 2 was peak. Yeah, see, I love tie dye and stuff, but people don't like the old games. I mean, I'm like really into retro gaming and you know, all the old man stuff and games that emulate that period of time. And the thing that gives me a lot of hope though is that Gen Z is really into retro gaming. Like they're so I guess I can talk about it because we've taken you guys over to the game room, right? So we actually own an arcade and an esports center. That's like the other thing that we do, or one of the things that we do. We actually have multiple businesses, and we get a lot of Gen Z kids to come in. They're like, "Oh my god, I want to play like an actual N64. I want to play actual arcade machines." We have those. I have had to explain to kids how to play pinball because they don't understand how to play pinball. I have had to show them how to use or how to actually play an arcade machine, you know, with the joystick and the buttons because they don't understand. They walk up to the machine, it's got two players on it, and they're like, "Oh, I grab a controller with each hand," and it's like, "No, that's not how it works." Hey, Jen, do I have time? No, I don't. That's a problem. I'm too busy. I'm too busy doing other stuff. We're working on a lot of stuff. A lot of it people don't see on the front end. You know, and some stuff takes years to come to fruition. But yeah, Jin actually drew the Clownfish TV comic book, which we might reoffer that again. We still have some. We still have some of those. But yeah, kids today are into the old stuff. I think we're gonna have retro games, and retro gaming is gonna wind up being like vinyl again, where they get into it because it's cool, but then they realize that they love it. And I think that the new games today, when you see garbage like, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows and the live service games imploding and these games costing hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you realize that there are more video games and more computer games out there that are good that you've never played than anybody can play in a lifetime. So I think we're gonna. I mean, seriously, you could. I mean, this is what's kind of depressing about covering media, is you realize you get to a place where you could just stop making new games. You could just stop making new comic books. Stop making movies. Stop today. Just imagine there's no more new media. Like we're done. And there's so much out there already that you haven't played or experienced. Like you'll be busy for the rest of your life, right? There's no possible way that you can play everything, that you can read everything, that you can watch everything. So even if everything goes to hell and everything burns down, you know, as we're kind of seeing with the AAA gaming space, it's fine. You know, indie developers are stepping in, or you can go back and play Ultima from 25 years ago, right? Like you don't have to play the new stuff, and that's what's so wild about it. Blake, yeah, and this too, you can choose your own adventure. You can choose your own continuity. Assassin's Creed Shadows doesn't exist. It ended at Unity. I believe personally, like Marvel Comics, I think they ended officially 2010, maybe 2010. And I don't have to acknowledge anything after that. I believe that George Lucas created 6 Star Wars movies, and we had one good fanfic, which is Rogue One. And you know, Mandalorian, the first 2 seasons were okay, but everything else I can ignore. I don't have to watch it. It doesn't exist. Right? Same with comic books. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, rather, I guess I'm getting to a place where I can kind of like scream at the clouds or whatever, or I could just acknowledge that just because the new stuff isn't good, it doesn't mean that the old stuff, you know, is bad, right? It doesn't. Star Wars is hard for me because I love Star Wars so much, and it's hard for me to get even watch the original trilogy now because I know Mark Hamill's been such a dick lately, but he's just it's really sad and all the drama around it. But I mean, the truth is, you know, the old stuff is fine. You can still play it. You can still dust off that console. You don't have to buy any new games at all. You don't have to buy any new comics at all. And I think if companies aren't giving you what you want, you're under no obligation to buy it from them. Same with Dungeons and Dragons. You know, we've been talking about that and kind of the utter state of 5.5 or whatever the hell they're calling it. You don't have to buy it. Your first and second edition books, your 3.5 books, they work fine. Those books work fine. The books didn't stop working, right? And that's just kind of how it is. And I think we're going to see kind of the I don't know what the term would be, the vinylizing of media, where people are going to start going back to the old stuff, the physical stuff, because the new stuff just isn't where it's at for a lot of people. That's my personal opinion. Oh no, some of my DS cartridges won't play. Yeah, that is kind of a problem. Me air when I open. I have a Kirby 64 that I need to fix. My daughter bought me. It's actually from Blockbuster, and I think it just needs a little alcohol, rubbing alcohol, not a drink. But so that's just it. Yeah, Walter here. I have over 1,000 games I buy. I haven't touched. Yeah, I buy them on Steam all the time, and I don't have a lot of time to get into, especially JRPGs. That's like my downfall. Like I love JRPGs, but Square's not putting good JRPGs out anymore. That's okay. I got so many I got to play yet. And you know, if they release or re-release them and they censor things and I'm not happy with it, I don't have to play the new version. I don't have to buy the new version. Sometimes you can track down the original version of a game or whatever for less than what the new version of it costs. So why, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to buy anything. D55 is the Scholastic edition. Yeah, that's exactly it. It's just like Minecraft has become an educational tool and it's not cool anymore. So there we go, guys. I'm going to wrap this up. Jen says, okay, someone should AI the Savage Garden affirmation. Star Wars ended with the prequels. I believe comic books should not preach politics. Yeah, I mean, they can to some degree. It's just when it's annoying and they do it just to annoy people, that becomes a problem. But I'm going to wrap this one up, guys. So you'll be able to find it on the Clownfish Gaming YouTube channel. And eventually there will be an audio version of this as well. We'll be doing more DREZZED interviews. I'm lining up guests as we speak, and we're trying to figure out where we're going to go forward from here, because I think after a while, it's like, you know, I want to do some more positive or neutral stuff to try to counterbalance all the dumpster fires that we've been covering. It gets depressing after a while. It really does. Crimson says, so many people say that the Assassin's Creed franchise will be fine, but I keep reminding people that Ultima 7, yes, Ultima 7 was the biggest game of the biggest RPG made at that time, and 2 bad games later, the franchise was dead. Yeah, 8 was terrible. And I didn't like 8 at all. I loved 7. Serpent Isle, damn, it was so good. And then they did 10, didn't they? They did 9 and 10. I didn't play either one of those. I basically played 8, and I'm like, this sucks. This isn't Ultima. I don't know what the hell this is, but it's not Ultima. And yeah, I noped out after that. But Ultima 7 was so good. Like Ultima 7, basically everything that you can do in MMORPGs right now, I think you can trace back to Ultima 7. And that was one of the first games I bought. When I got my 486 PC, I bought Ultima 7 with my Sound Blaster card. It was so cool. It was so cool. Can we see your collections? I have many collections. I might have to do that. I've taken people over to the game room. Actually, if you go to the Clownfish, I don't know if I did it over here or over on the Clownfish TV, but I've done a couple playthroughs on like the big 4-player unit we have over there. So there we go, guys. Again, thank you so much for watching. Looking for a time frame. I mean, if you guys, you know, what time you'd like to watch, if you watch this live, do you want to watch it mornings, do a morning show, do an afternoon show? I'm going to do it a few times a week. So thank you very much. We probably will be turning the 24/7 gaming playthrough channel back on, because we took it away. People were complaining about it, and then we took it away, and people complained that we took it away. So I'm like, is it like they just turn it on and there's like all this gameplay on there? I'm like, okay, well, I guess we'll put it on and watch it if you want to, and don't watch it if you don't want to. But there we go. All right. Hey, thanks so much, guys, for watching. I hate to drop this on you, but please subscribe to Clownfish Gaming, subscribe to Clownfish TV, and we'll talk later.